As the storm lashed against the castle's ancient walls, Detective Boris Ogden tightened his trench coat and pushed open the heavy door to the old art gallery. The air was damp, carrying the unmistakable scent of mildew and decay. His flashlight beam cut through the darkness, revealing rows of cracked and dusty frames, their contents warped by time. This room had a reputation. It was the last place anyone had seen Petar Popov alive. The cryptic clue left behind, a scrawled note reading, "Beware the Crimson Door," had plagued investigators ever since. Boris had been skeptical of the superstition surrounding the castle, but now, standing alone in the gallery, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. His boots echoed across the stone floor as he approached a particularly striking painting. It depicted a woman in a flowing red gown standing before a door, her face framed by an unsettling smile. The detail was uncanny, the faint gleam in her eyes, the subtle curve of her lips. It almost felt as if she could step out of the canvas at any moment. A faint creak broke the silence. Boris froze, his hand instinctively moving to the revolver at his side. He scanned the room, his flashlight catching glimpses of shadowy figures in the frames. Had something moved?
Is someone there?
He called out, his voice firm despite the unease curling in his gut. The gallery remained silent, save for the rain hammering against the windows. Boris moved cautiously toward the source of the sound, his flashlight catching a faint trail of muddy footprints leading deeper into the room. They hadn't been there before. He followed the trail to an imposing portrait of Baldwin of Flanders. The painting's subject was as imposing as the man had been in life, his stern expression framed by sharp features. But it wasn't the portrait that caught Boris's attention. It was the edge of the frame, slightly ajar, as if it had been moved recently. Boris ran his fingers along the edge, feeling for a mechanism. With a soft click, the painting slid to the side, revealing a hidden passage. The air that rushed out was icy, carrying with it the faint scent of earth and something metallic.
Crimson Door,
Boris muttered, gripping his flashlight tightly. This was what he'd been looking for. The passage was narrow and steep, the stone steps uneven beneath his feet. As he descended, the faint murmur of whispers reached his ears. The words were unintelligible, but the tone was unmistakably menacing. At the bottom, he stepped into a cavernous chamber. The room was illuminated by a dim, flickering light that seemed to have no source. In the center stood a pedestal, and atop it lay a crimson key. Boris approached slowly, his heart pounding. The whispers grew louder, swelling to a dissonant crescendo as his fingers hovered over the key. The moment he touched it, the door behind him slammed shut with a deafening thud. Boris spun around, his flashlight revealing nothing but solid stone. The whispers had stopped, replaced by a low, guttural chuckle that seemed to emanate from the shadows.
Detective Ogden, you found the key, but have you the courage to use it?